Now, when I tried to express a good explanation on Facebook, somehow the computer and the bots erased my whole post. But to go into detail and having all the time I need by making a small video that will hopefully be posted and reach a lot of people, I'm going to give a certain explanation and a certain conversation to a matter, a phrase, a name, and an acronym. But I'll start the conversation off like this. There is a general description and an exact description. If a crime was committed and I said the individual ran down the street, left in a vehicle, and went that way, then that's not helpful at all towards tracing things down for a person to be caught and identified. But at the same time, if I told you a Caucasian female about 5'2" with a black baseball cap and a camouflage jacket, along with some black denim jeans and flip-flops, ran and jumped into a Ford Focus that was blue with rust on the fenders, left and was heading south with a partial license plate of whatever you want to say the letters are, that is what you call exact. Now, when it comes to terms, I can simply tell you there is a rich African American guy that opened a large factory in Texas that really impressed me. And when I said that person's name was Elon Musk, I wouldn't be fibbing. I wouldn't be lying because he is an African American. But at the same rate, if I said a foundational black American that was loved, cherished, that did a whole lot of work for civil rights and equality, passed away a few days ago, and I mentioned the name Jesse Jackson, then that is an exclusive, exact description of this person's lineage. You're not identifying just a person that descends from a continent or a person with black skin. You are critiquing and being exclusive to the particular individual's group, lineage, and existence. The foundational black Americans only exist in the United States. They evolved from the situation of bondage, racial laws, treatment in the United States. Also, their sacrifices and accomplishments opened the door to many people to come here and experience and enjoy equality. When they first had to get free from slavery, knock down and destroy illegal laws, and then push their way up towards equality in a country that did not want them to be equal. At one time, African Americans, black Americans, Negroes, or the best critique exclusive word, foundational black Americans, could not vote. It was illegal. They were not allowed to read or even have a book. It was illegal. All those laws were torn down through resistance and persistence. Nobody else did that except foundational black Americans, that group of people, the American descendants of slaves. They fall under the umbrella of the 50 so plus million descendants of American slavery. This is the point I was trying to get across on a Facebook post that was erased. And I hope that if there is any confusion about the term Foundational Black American or the acronym FBA, that this will kind of clear it up. It is the American descendants of slaves. They are not a group of people that are an organization that think one way or vote one way. Foundational Black Americans are Christian, Muslims, eat pork, don't eat pork, are Catholic. All sexual persuasions that fall under the umbrella of Foundational Black American. So I hope, even though I'm not the best speaker and I didn't write down a lot of notes ahead of time, that you get an idea instead of getting offended. It's come to the point right now where even Foundational Black Americans are saying, I don't want to be associated with that term. Well, the bottom line is, it's just a description. It's not a group. So there's no worries about being associated with the term. You're not being associated with a movement or activities. Just like a white American isn't associated with negative groups like the Triple K or the NZs. They're just white Americans. The black people that fit under the term Foundational Black Americans are just Foundational Black Americans that claim their accomplishments and claim their existence and claim their evolution in America. Some notable Foundational Black Americans off the top of my head are Jesse Jackson, Michael Jackson, Prince, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Washington Carver, Frederick Douglass. Thanks again for listening to me today. I have a little piece of channel. I don't have much on it, but I'm going to put this on Facebook. You can link to my channel, and you can maybe look at some of the few videos that I put up. But this is the only way I can express myself and express my feelings. You see, in America, whether you want to admit it or not, and whether you think about it or not, there's a stereotype for black people, okay? Black people have a stereotype that puts a dark cloud over top of them a lot of times. And when people come from other places that are also black and kind of look almost like they're in the same black community as Foundational Black Americans, when something goes wrong and they leave in handcuffs or they steal something or something negative, the news media says, oh, a person, a black person, an African American, A, B, and C, and they've been caught, the police have them in custody. But as soon as they get a degree or they win a race or they establish a business, oh, I'm from wherever. They make sure they separate themselves from the black community then. So now the tables have turned and Foundational Black Americans have flipped the script to get everybody in check, just like they put the white folks in check with the Jim Crow and the racism and everything else. They're putting the black people to come over here and take advantage of all the opportunity and all of the roads they led to success that everybody else is taking advantage of. The Foundational Black Americans are now putting them in check and the rest of the world in check, because the last thing you want in America as a prejudiced white person or a socially unconscious white person is for these black people that you stripped of all language, identity and dignity to ever have an identity. As long as the black descendants of slaves do not have an identity of their own, then you can keep them down and stop them from being more and more successful. You won't stop all of them, but you can stop many just by the psychological torture, the mental slavery that some of us in the community understand. Hopefully, more people will understand after listening to my post. There is a psychological type of warfare going on with black people in America. It's always a thing where blacks in America are shown in a negative image, a negative light, and connected to negative everything. And it kind of pumps up during Black History Month. I mean, like, America's a funny place. You have a presidential campaign season once every 4 years, but you have a daily black hate campaign every day and all day while you're awake until you go to sleep, and then it starts again. You're always connecting something negative to black people. So, to counteract that, those of us that are conscious and understand the importance have to make videos and bring up conversations like this. If you listen to the end, thank you. Like, share, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Hopefully it will inspire somebody. If not, at least it will inform them and give them a better understanding about the term foundational Black American. Take care. Now go ahead and send your comments and say I sound like a fool and I'm not the best spokesperson. I'm not, but at least I'm speaking up instead of sitting still and doing nothing and saying nothing. Because some of you are locked down and scared of losing your job, losing your place, or your ability to make money because you're still in a form of bondage. I'm not. So I speak free and clear and say what's on my mind, whether you like it or not. And that is necessary for us to exist in America.